Alright, here is a little video put together on this super deck from Sherwin Williams. Wanted to put a little video together to show how it's holding up. A little sneak peek over there. There's not many people that follow up with a video years after it's been applied, so quick little video show you how it's done. I got two different colors here. We applied this on, this is a pressure treated deck, very, very old deck. Probably as old as the house, which is roughly 20 years old now. The deck was pretty rough, and we cleaned the deck, got all the moss off, cleaned it exactly per the instructions, and made sure everything was applied correctly. We put 3 very thick layers on the deck, and did the whole deck in this. And when it went on, it was this color. I guess when it hasn't faded at all, but it is starting to lift 2 years later down the road. So I'm in Northeast Ohio. It goes through winters. It's been pressure washed twice now. I pressure washed this covering twice now, and you can kind of see where it's starting to come up. Am I dissatisfied with the product? No, not exactly, but it's not the claim to fame. What do they put on there? What do they claim? I don't even know how many years they claim that it to last, but it's basically the same product as the Bayer Deck Over. This is the Super Deck by Sherwin Williams. They mix it per whatever color you want at the store, and then you apply it per the can. This deck is on the back of my house. You cannot see, it sees direct sunlight all the time, every day. It gets covered with snow. One of the harder things this product has to deal with are these chairs. They get slid across this deck all the time. We got a heavy table that sits on it all the time. We've got chairs and a stool over there that gets slid across it. It actually holds up reasonably well to that. What has killed this deck is the sunlight. You can see just where this deck has been baked in the sun. This product is baked in the sun, and I was looking this morning, and there's a couple spots where it is starting to lift pretty good. And it tends to take the whole top layer of the product off. So I think there's a little more. So I think what I'm going to have to do is come back along, again, pound the nails back in. I did that once, and pressure wash the deck, try to lift as much as the loose off, and I'll probably go ahead and put one more layer on. This deck was very poor condition. The wood looked awful. This product saved the deck. So I will say the product saved the deck. It kept me from having to tear it out and put a whole new deck down, at least the top layer, because the underneath of the deck is fine. It's this top layer of the sun is horrible on this. Over here you can see it kind of coming off here. Right here on the edges where the foot traffic is on these steps, right on the very edges, it's starting to come off. Right up through here, you can kind of see it's starting to come off. Right here, it got real thin. This is a high traffic area right here on the deck, and it got real thin. But again, I blame the sun. Something interesting right here. I don't know if this shows up on the camera very well, but this is actually a big chunk of wood came out when we were trying to repair this. It's probably an inch deep, and it'll actually hold water and snow down in that. It's a big long piece right there that'll actually hold water in it. That is still solid. That product's still in there, which is kind of odd. And it's in full sunlight again, and you can see over here it's kind of pulling up right through there. Right here you can see it's pretty bad. Now this part, we're starting to get into shade, so it's about what, 10:30 in the morning here, so this shade will slowly start coming out to about here, and then that's about as far as it'll go. It's about all the shade I get on this back deck. This area here is really starting to pull up. That chair right there gets slid around in this area, but then once you come up here right up against the house where it stays in the shade, it's not that bad. And then you have to ask the question, is it not that bad because the sun didn't get it, or it's not that bad because the wood underneath is a better wood than what was over there that's always in the sun. How clean does it stay? So over here, I don't know if this will pick up on the camera, but it's slightly green through here. I've taken this green up 2 or 3 times over the 2 years. Most recently, I took it up 2 months ago, and it's starting to come back. I took it off the house too, but it's starting to come back on the deck. This is just, nobody's back in this corner of the deck, so it stays damp, unfortunately. But anyway, there it is. I mean, take it for what you will. I'm not unhappy with the product. I want to say we had about $300 in saving this deck 2 years ago, and we haven't really touched it as far as touch-up paint since then. I think what I'm going to do is get some more of that same color and go back over the top again, and this deck will look brand new again. 1, maybe 2 coats, and this deck will look brand new again. Probably the same product, so it sticks to it. I don't know, maybe I should go after the Bayer product. But there's an update. Again, nobody ever shows what it looks like after a couple years of use. And there you can see, get it out of my shadow right through there. It's starting to come up again. It's kind of looking rough. This over here is bird crap that's laying on the deck. Disregard that. Yeah, right through here. That's coming up right through there. So I'll clean it off real well. Prep the surface again. Just lay another layer down. But yeah, again, the color didn't really change. It's the same color. I actually brought the can up. There's a little bit of the paint. The can's been sitting in the basement, so it hasn't seen any of this light, the sun, and it's the same color as what's down here. So it hasn't faded, it's just starting to pull up. So, all right, there you go.